Hello, I am Tanya Nardini and I'm a Brazilian director and choreographer. And since 2007, I am an associate director for Chicago the Musical all over the world. That means that this last 13 years I've been traveling all over the world, working with some amazing, talented artists from very different cultures. We've been doing this virtual meetings, almost all the Velmas, all the Roxys, all the Billys, and more and more and more from everywhere. That's how this little project started, connecting people outside in, inside out. Enjoy.
Yes, let's talk about something really nice. The reason I asked you all here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, I've been doing these meetings with almost every person in the cast that I work with. And I think this is me wanting to thank you, all of you, because I'm so grateful. I know you cannot have an idea what it means to me as a Brazilian woman to be part of this thing that Miss N. Rankin and Mr. Rob Fisher started 1996 and is still running and still touching hearts and still changing lives. And you should see these people talking about the show and talking about us, talking about how much they changed their lives after doing Chicago and how much they respect this thing that we do. Then I have all of you here and I'm very grateful. So let's talk about being grateful.
I'm grateful you joined our little team because
me too.
you have the flexibility to go into all these different cultures and be encouraging and nourishing to these people who don't know what we're talking about when we arrive, and you make everybody feel good about what they're doing, and we're so lucky because this particular group is not the entire group, because some people aren't cut out for doing internationals because it requires a kind of flexibility, and you have to limit how demanding you are in certain areas based on where you are, and some people can't handle that. This particular little wonderful little group understands that, knows how to do that. But we're lucky to have you. Are you kidding? And we're lucky to have you get us all together because I love seeing all these faces. I never see these faces.
Tanya, I was so glad that I did do Paris, that I got to know you because, I've been reading your name for like years with Gary and everything, and heard your name, almost felt like I knew you by the time I came to Paris. But I was really, really impressed with how well you direct the show. You know exactly what it's supposed to be, and you know how to get it at the same time. And it was a great relief to see, such really quality and authentic work for Chicago, because as well as all the rest of us that if this isn't done right, it falls apart. It becomes unpleasant to watch. It becomes tasteless, and it can't be that way. It's a fragile piece of work, and when it's done right, it's quite brilliant and really has a lot to say. And then on top of that, highly entertaining. So you have to have a lot of taste and how to get the taste in the sort of this Fosse-esque world. I would call it, this one is particularly Kander and Ebb and Fosse world, because it was really the three of them before Bob had the heart attack and then the operation and then another heart attack and almost died twice. Before all that, they were having so much fun and they were, and Bob was having fun, and he'd come home after a day with Fred and John, and show me the concept of this next number, you know, and it's vaudeville, and everything's going to be down in one, and this is this person, you know, Mama Morton is, you know, in a perfect world is sort of a Sophie Tucker character, you know, and it goes on and on like that, and just to get it defined and then go forward. And it really was so much fun to watch him be so happy, and to know that everybody was exceptionally happy at the time. What got to me was that they kept really still working as a team, the three of them. They didn't allow you know, trouble to disrupt the quality and of the show and where they were going. And I was so lucky to be there almost from day to day, almost every day. So, you know, it's one thing to know what it should be, but it's also something else to know how to get it. And that's where it can get tricky. And that's where everybody who's on this screen today, you guys know, not only know what it should be, but you know how to get it. And then if something's not working, you know of another way of making it work. That's, you know, Fosse, Candor, and Ev. You know, all the vocabulary of this trio of very, very gifted people. And so you know how to fix things at the same time. Okay, you know, so, and of course you also have the same feeling that Bob always had, and that I have on account of that, is that to tailor it to each person, so just making little odd changes here and there so that there are no two Chicagos alike, but they're the same at the same time. But there's it's very individual. It's not, you know, like precision dancing like the Rockettes, which I actually like a lot, but that's not what this kind of entertainment is about. It has a lot of organic qualities to it, as well as absolutely organized. This is verboten, you can't change it. You know, and then how do you work around that to get people comfortable with that and with the vocabulary? Because this is a piece, a true musical theater piece where all three disciplines are equal in stature. Quite often in musicals, yes, it's supposed to be singing, dancing, and acting, and that's how you tell the story. But it's usually they're strong in one or two, and then they're sort of like dancing, or they're strong in dancing, but then there's sort of something else. This was where the disciplines were equal. The writing, the writing is in choreography, dancing, the lyrics, the music, the writing in every way possible was of equal stature, and they continued to respect one another, and they didn't let anything go. I have to say, I'm just hoping there's a heaven that, you know, Bob can look down, and Fred, and see that their work has been protected, and but it's also grown and become individual to each company, which is how they are. I had, working with those three men at one point or another in my life, they were very, very, very similar. They a lot of ideas and a lot of know-how to get it, and they're all three were strong. I know a lot of people think Fred it might be the sweeter one, and he is the sweeter one, but he's very strong. He knows exactly what he's doing. They all do. So, you know, we're lucky we get to be the messengers, and especially in this gallery of talent that I'm looking at, really good messengers. So I'm going to thank you well, John will thank you in person, thank heavens, but I'm going to be this sort of bizarre angelic conduit and say, I'm sure they would say thank you from up above. I know.
You make such a good point about the tailoring, because that's what has kept me interested in the show for all these years. Is the blueprint is clear, and we're doing that role, but no two Mama Mortons are the same, no two Roxys are the same.
That's right.
Because we, just like William Ivey, we tailor it to the individual, and that makes it so much more interesting in the long run. This was about the individual people and us making them the best they could possibly be.
It is because of the tailoring. And I think that's why they were so good together in Cabaret with Liza. Liza is this unbelievably individual. She's, one of a kind. And she couldn't have had the three best creators working, for her and for the music and the lyrics and the book itself, the piece of work. And I think all three of these gentlemen, they really appreciate the individual. It's a paradox. It seems like a contradiction, but it's not. It is a pure entity that has a lot of individual expression, and if you know that, you can have a really good time. And if you know what they like, you can also have a good time. And some people are just organic, like, Tanya, I know you never really worked with Bob, but you should have, because you're just his kind of person and you have those inclinations. I never worked with Chopin, but I'll dance to him anytime. He's my
Speaking of grateful, I'm still grateful that speaking of Liza, when Liza decided she wasn't going to do encores, you agreed to do Roxy.
I know.
It's a lot
This is
different.
the Friday before we started on Monday. And I'm scared. I'm 20 pounds overweight, haven't done anything like that in quite a while. So I'm talking with Walter Bobby. It's one of my favorite stories. He goes, "Oh, Anne, you can bowl your way through 4 shows." And I went, "I can. Yes, I can do that. I can bowl my way through 4 shows." It's just when it was decided that we were going on Broadway that I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to get fit now."
I have to say, one of my greatest gifts was being able to be in the room with you, Annie, and watch you do exactly what we've been talking about, individualizing the show, not just for the principals, but for the ensemble. And being able, watching you create like Razzle Dazzle for different companies. Yeah. Same number, but so specific to the talents. I remember when we were putting together the first national, and we were all sitting there, and we had finished doing something, and then Annie goes, "Okay, show me your tricks. What do you do?" Yeah. And everybody was so like, "What? Oh, okay, I can do this, I can do this." And then all of a sudden, by the end of the time we put it together, all of us had been featured in some way with the little specific piece of talent we brought to you, we showed you. And yet it was still the same number, but different from the Broadway number.
Yeah.
It was, like Rob said, one of the things that keeps me wanting to come back. And also one of the things that has helped me, it's a tool that I use when I teach now, everywhere. It's opened up my eyes in a way when I am working with artists now. To be able to hone in on them specifically. It's a great gift. And it's something that I watch you do also, Tanya. When I came to Copenhagen for the first time to do the production there, I had not worked with a female director on this show. And watching your perspective, not only from a director, but from your female self, spirit, for such a female-centric show, it was amazing. Because I believe that theater is a spiritual entity. I believe it is sacred. And one of the things I've always tried to bring to the artists that we have worked with is the respect of the room. And you had that. And you also taught that. It has been a great gift to watch you do that and do what you do so well. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Thank you. Thank you, Gregory.
Tanya, you're our glue. You're the glue. You're the one that brings us all together all the time. All the time.
It's a real privilege because it doesn't happen often in theater or life sometimes too, that you can trust people for, how long has it been? Almost 23, 24 years.
Yeah.
Almost a quarter of a century of trust. And that's almost unheard of in theater. So we are unique.
Really?
So it is very comforting to be able to trust this wonderful montage of good-looking men and a very good-looking woman. And okay, me too.
Okay. And you. Oh.
Greg, I have to talk you up a bit because Alec Frey thinks you are brilliant and wonderful and, just really liked you very, very much. And he showed me this tag that you had put together after me and my baby, and I loved it. It was very brass band, but you at the same time. And I just thought it was incredibly well done, Greg. So thank you so much. It's funny because Alex said there's a tag, and I go, a tag? And I said, and then I saw your tag, and I went, oh my God, it had to stay in. There's just no way. We were trying to get it into New York. I loved it. But
I get the idea, Miss Ann, from you, because remember
the
tag that you gave Charlotte, Mark, and myself that we ended up taking out, but yeah.
Rob Bowman.
I just thought it was
Come on, Rob.
They wouldn't let us.
I didn't know what to play.
That goes back to what I was
Alex
saying before, being inspired by the dances, because Kareen and Alex and the other young men, they were so amazing, and I thought, how can we top this off? And I was like, oh my God, we did. Annie gave us a tag originally. So let me figure out if I can give you all one, and we put it together. Even though when you did ours, I was a little mad at you because you had me at the end of all of Me and My Baby. We danced even more, and then you had me, and we ended up on our knee, and you had me pick Charlotte up from her knee, upside down, and carry her and jeté off practically. I was like, girl, what are you doing to me?
That's great.
Yeah, no, it's very close to what Bob gave us, and word on the street was that Bob was trying to kill me.
Oh.
Do it some more. I
think Charlotte thought you were trying to kill her. Oh my God, it was amazing.
Annie, I haven't actually seen you or talked to you about the non-union tour that Billig and Tanya and we just did.
I heard it was good.
Really, really proud of it.
Oh, so good.
They were good.
Yeah.
They were good.
Great job.
That they didn't get a chance to do it.
The last thing, we did a Zoom call with Will, the producer.
Uh-huh.
And the last thing he said was they were looking at spring of next year to possibly do international.
Ooh.
Maybe I think he said Japan and maybe someplace else, and then come back to the States in the fall.
Okay, of 21.
And of 21 and continue to tour.
Oh,
but they were hoping, not knowing how long this was going to last, they were saying, well, maybe we can start up at the end of July, and then it moved to beginning of September.
Yeah.
And then the last call was probably not till next spring.
I went to one of the final run-throughs, and Bob, your work was so amazing.
Thanks, Rob.
It's sung so beautifully, and it was acted so beautifully, and danced so beautifully, of course, with the team. But really, they just blew it out of the water. It was such a beautiful production, and boy, I can't wait for them to get back on their feet again.
Yeah, absolutely. They were all great, and we had a great band.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
That really came together from all over the country.
Young, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We had people that were born in 2000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, of course you would. Yeah. Oh my God.
Our Velma. I think
Velma.
our Velma was like 21, 22.
I think she.
Yeah, and what about June? That beautiful, voluptuous, gorgeous Sarah.
Sarah.
And wasn't she 19?
Yeah.
I know that Rob Fisher knows this, But as everybody else knows that Gareth has a gorgeous falsetto or countertenor voice.
Oh, honey.
Seriously,
Yeah.
sunshine, until we saw him dancing on the bandstand.
See, you missed in Russia. We had the Battle of the Marys.
Did you
Oh.
really?
Oh,
my
yes.
Was Gareth?
Oh yeah.
Between Philip,
I've always wanted to be
you,
a
and the
Mary.
tenor from the Bolshoi Opera.
Yeah.
At-
Yeah,
wow.
and we were doing the sing. We were
um,
doing a sing off, weren't we, in the restaurant?
Andy, when you said Gareth has a beautiful, and I thought you were going to say body tattoo.
He does have. He has gorgeous.
Because head to toe, Gareth, you are a work of art.
Yeah, look.
No, and I like them.
Yeah.
Took his shirt off one time. And it was gorgeous. Got a good
There
body
you go. Yeah,
and
yeah.
a high voice. What could be better?
It depends.
Chicago, Korea, that's coming up.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Chicago,
Yeah.
Korea is the other one coming
On
up
the
at some
docket.
point.
So theoretically, you might get Brazil Open and then go to Korea.
Yeah,
Nice.
that
Nice.
sounds good.
No, yes. No, actually, if everything goes how it's supposed to go, it would be Brazil and then UK tour and then Korea.
Oh, nice.
But there'd be
Wow.
overlapping. Gang.
How are you doing, Greg? I see that you're teaching a lot. Is that right?
Yes, that's been a beautiful thing. And also working with Haley and Malin at the school, Central Musical Theater. That's been a beautiful blessing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I saw somebody said that you went back to Denmark to teach. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
so I go and direct and choreograph their graduation showcase.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Nice.
so it was really interesting this year because of where we are. You know, I ended up taking what I was going to do live and creating a video package for all of the kids. So they're editing it together now. So I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good. Yeah.
So we got to find a way of getting either via quarantine or just sheer time of getting together, because this is just wonderful.
It is.
I know, this has been great.
Really is.
Loved it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I know we've been really. It's one thing that Peter and I said. Thank God that we did this semi-retirement, process back in 10 years ago or something. It's just because basically we do nothing and that doesn't bother us anymore. To just sit around and see what's pleasant and do gardening and watch a movie or something like that.
Yeah.
But we kind of a long rehearsal for this moment, but it isn't easy to do nothing. It just is not, Zoom has basically kind of saved me. I just did a class with Dilise Croman. She did the demonstrating because I can't, and then I sort of directed, and we did little bits and pieces from Chicago, and it's so cute because they're all in their living rooms or a garage, and they've got furniture shoved over these kids, But it really helps a lot to just do something. Like this has been wonderful because you kind of feel like you're on an island, and that you can never go out again, that this is it, This is not easy, and sometimes I get, like reckless, and I think, you're a woman of a certain age, you would feel really stupid if you blew it at this time, I've been so good. So I'm grateful, Tanya. Thank you for doing this.
Tanya.
Oh, yeah, Tanya.
Thank you.
But how great, Tanya, seriously, that you brought all of these principles from
that's such
all
a
around the
good
world
idea.
together.
It's a
Yeah.
great
I
idea.
love that.
Yeah. It was really good to see on social media, Tanya, all of the responses from all of the actors and everybody. It was really beautiful. They were all very happy to make this connection.
And again, it was something that I thought was like, gonna be very hard, time zones like completely different, and so I thought it's not gonna happen. Maybe I have 2, 3. I had 14 Velmas and 13 Mamas and 12 Roxys, and And they were so excited to see each other for the first time. It was very interesting, very interesting. And then the dance captains, the resident directors, the music directors, and now you.
Wow.
Hey.
That sounds good. I can't wait to see everything.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that that's why we talk about why we come back to the show, and it's that spirit that people are so willing to engage from companies way back when till now. I just think that speaks volumes about what this show does for people.
I've walked away with some amazing relationships from this show. I mean, I still in such contact with a lot of the kids in Europe, and they become my friends, and I become mentors to them. And you know, some of these actors that I've worked with here in the States have become friends, and I'm always like talking to people. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Have any of you seen the Paris mix-up that they did?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes, yes.
Oh, great.
I
Well,
think
I
if we
have to-
got that out there, maybe the New York company would do one, and then the Brazil company would do one, and I think that would keep everybody really engaged and the world wanting this once we get out of COVID, sequestering, because you don't want any of this energy to die just because time goes by. And I think we can really not only with these wonderful get-togethers that you've done, Tanya, and I think if that gets out like on a YouTube, it's going to inspire people. And I think if we do multiple mix-ups of the various companies, it looks like it's in the show. It looks right.
Right.
And it's inventive, and I just think it would be just great.
Well, through Zoom, we could actually do an international the whole show in different languages and do different songs and actually do it on Zoom.
And just put it all on Zoom, and it would be fantastic. Like Bob did for Pippin. This is the first minute of Pippin.
Right.
If you want to see the rest of the 2 hours and 28 minutes of Pippin, go to the market or wherever.
Oh, that's good.
You got to keep doing something. I don't know what is it? Ingrid Bergman said that when a performer says that they want to retire, what they really want is a long vacation. So we're that kind of human being, and it's good to do something. Just get it out there. So anyway.
True.
I love all you guys.
I love you. Thank you very, 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 very much.
Thank you. This was uplifting.
I love you all.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Hey, thank you.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you.